Only feminine men vote Democrat. Okay, bud. Well, your president used to vote Democrat for a very long time. So weird, bro. These guys are so obsessed with like masculinity and feminine and like and everything that's like not important at all. That like actually doesn't mean shit. They're so obsessed with. It's hilarious. It truly is. It honestly, like, they say that like liberals and like people like Democrats are obsessed with the LGBTQ community. I really think it's only Republicans that are obsessed with it. I just say leave them alone, bro. Leave gay people alone. Let them exist. They're not doing anything to you. They don't hurt the economy. They don't like get us into foreign wars and bullshit. You guys are like literally obsessed with them. There we go. Tap that screen, guys. Get those likes up. Let's get to a few thousand, and we'll start to let some guests up here. And repost the live out. Share it to all your friends. We are just getting things going. You tap that screen, guys. Get those likes up. We are just getting things started. It helps us out. Gets us on the For You page. Alright, let's see here. Nobody in the requests yet. That's alright. You tap that screen, guys. Come on. I need the likes. We need them. And it's the only way to get us out there, truly. The algorithm kind of like, messes people up if they are politically aligned against TikTok and all that shit. But if you are a Trump supporter, get in that request button. We are trying to debate. We're trying to have a conversation. You tap that screen, guys. Get those likes up. We are just getting things going. Repost the live out. Be greatly appreciated. Man, dude. Algorithm's being weird today. Yeah, I don't know, Dan. They're just obsessed, bro. Like, that guy said that thing's like, even if it's true that, like, only. I just don't understand, like, what he's trying to say. He has, like, clearly an issue with his own, like, personal sense of self, you know? Clearly has an issue with himself. Yeah, Dan, I don't know, man. He's just obsessed. They're all obsessed with, like, just, like, fucking masculinity and all that shit, bro. It's weird. I think it's just a sign that somebody is, like, insecure if they're, like, obsessed about, like, testosterone levels and shit like that, honestly. Like, it really just, in my opinion, is a sign that somebody isn't secure within themselves. Which is what a lot of MAG are. They're not secure within themselves at all. They're completely insecure about their own being. You tap that screen, guys. Go ahead and call in if you're a Trump supporter or request on up. We want to talk to you. Alright. We may have to reset, because, like, what is... I don't know. I need to maybe if I make a more, like, solid schedule, things would turn out better. Like, if I actually had, like, a legitimate schedule where my mods and everybody could come in at a specific time. But I don't know, man. Dude, the algorithm's been really fucking weird the past week or so. I didn't go live yesterday. Maybe that's the reason why. Well, I have been going live less overall, but you guys just share out the live, guys. Repost it. It really does help. Hey, Brenda. Beatles. Okay. It's a interesting choice playlist, but all right. Yeah, we just have like a random like playlist going on right now, so everything's super like nothing specific at all. You can tap that screen, guys. Get those likes up. Come on, let's try to get to a few thousand likes, please. It would be really appreciated. Where's the MAGA? We need a MAGA. We need a Trump supporter. Where are they on this fine Saturday afternoon? Ah. So. It's Sunday. Yeah, I know it's Sunday. I know. Did I say Saturday? Okay. That I said Saturday? Okay. All right. That okay. Got it. It'll pick up. Oh. I did not have the calls open by accident. My bad. It has been going. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I'm keeping it going. It's just you know, it's just not a lot of debaters out there, you know? They just don't really exist much. Compared to what they used to like 8 months ago. Alright, wait, I call her. Hey Josh, are you a Trump supporter? Yeah, but do you support Donald Trump? Okay, fantastic. So why didn't you just say that you support Donald Trump? You don't support him as a person, but you support like the policies that he's implemented. So you like don't like how he's like a rapist and stuff like that, and he's like associated with a literal like pedophile, billionaire ring. Okay, you don't like all of that. So I mean, what did you say that like somebody's personal character is kind of relevant to like when they're going to be leader of a country? So you chose a pedophile over a non-pedophile, or somebody that's associated with a billionaire pedophile ring versus a person that's not associated with a billionaire pedophile ring. Okay. Uh, the policies are better. What is Donald Trump's policies that you think was better than Kamala Harris that like Kamala Harris didn't have or wouldn't have done? The one big beautiful bill that's gonna cost us an estimated $10 trillion over the next 10 years. That one big beautiful bill. That's wrong. That's what our own government estimates. That's what our own Congress estimates that it's gonna cost. Okay. Bye. Bro, it's leave. Go to a foreign country, kid. No, I love America. I'm staying in America. I just hate the president. The caller is on the registry, bro. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you can't, dude. You voted for a fucking rapist, man. Just admit it. You know you did. You guys know you voted for a fucking rapist and a sexual predator. Okay, so don't make like don't you don't have to like, don't say the whole thing where like I support his policies but I don't like his character because it's just a fucking cop out. Not only that, he literally has pardoned people that went ahead to sexually assault people. Like some of the January 6th pardoned people that he pardoned have gone on to go commit like sexual crimes with minors. And then not only that, he's hiding the Epstein files from us and refuses to investigate or prosecute him or any of the other individuals that are associated with him. Why haven't we gotten any Epstein investigations? Why haven't we gotten a single Epstein investigation into any of the individuals associated with him? Like after all of the files like that we know have been released, we know that there's so many individuals who are associated with him. Why isn't there investigations going on? I'll tell you why. Because his personal character that you say that you like don't care about, his like, you know, don't support him as a person, is 100% relevant to his political policy. Like definitionally. If you could tap that screen, guys, we're just getting the live started here. Repost the live out, share it with all your friends, it'd be greatly appreciated. Jubilee episode should be out in like 2 weeks, I estimate. They haven't given me an exact date yet, but that's what I've heard. So I'm like waiting patiently for that to actually come by. Did you realize that these complaints have been stated multiple times by other creators? Sure. I don't know what the relevance to that like, does that mean that my statements are less important? Because I think it's important to remind people that as of right now, there's a billionaire pedophile ring that we know that dozens of billionaires and high profile individuals in our government are associated with that have not been investigated or prosecuted. That's something that a lot of creators have said, but it's a good reminder, right? It's to remind people that this is still going on. Because we have so much news. We have Donald Trump getting us into a forever war. We have Donald Trump, you know, getting us our economy absolutely fucked. The S&P 500 is tanking. Refuses to get us out of the Iran war. Has no idea how to diplomatically get us a deal. You're not bringing anything to the content. Well, it's not really about, like, there's nothing really much to say about the Epstein files that other people haven't already said. I think a lot of people are relatively on the same page, that there's an active government cover-up going on. Isn't that pretty obvious? Since I didn't say Trump, I was talking about, like, recently how the S&P 500 is doing. I'm talking about like the indexes, right? That I've invested in the S&P 500, and I'm down like 1 to 2% within the past week. So it's not doing good right now. It's pretty bad. And considering the fact that Donald Trump is now putting another 50% tariff on Canada for absolutely no reason, it's going to tank even more. I do know that because immediately after he threatened the tariff and talked about it, the S&P 500 tanked. He hasn't even put it in effect yet. All he can literally change the stock market just by talking about what he's gonna do. Like that's how fucking volatile he is in his policy. No, what? The stock market affects everybody. Everybody has a 401k is invested in the stock market. Yeah, that's kind of how like markets work. They don't really go down, right? Just like inflation never really goes down. The rate of the increase though is down, right? So like if we go to the how much the S&P 500, the Dow, the Nasdaq, how much all of those increased under Joe Biden or Obama, right? They were the rates of increase were significantly higher. Uh, I mean, I'm talking about the overall indexes. Maybe your investments are again, I'm just talking about the last week, but I'm saying that the overall rate of increase in the stock market, right? The projection is lower than what it was supposed to be. Yes, but we can. Okay, so I'm just yeah, I agree that the S&P 500 is up 22%, but the rate of the increase is slower. So I'm gonna pull you up a graph here of the rate of increase, like how it's the compound. Mm-hmm. You believe that those are the only two individuals who should be investigated? Yeah, why aren't they B? We put Bill Clinton, we put Hillary Clinton, we put Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Steve Bannon. We put all of them. We interrogate. We go ahead and put them on the stand under penalty of perjury and ask them questions about their relationship with Epstein. And then we do so 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 wait, you believe that the only way that we could find evidence whether or not like these individuals were on Epstein Island or knew about Epstein is by like getting witness testimony? So so that's the only possible way for us to like prove that these individuals knew about Jeffrey Epstein being a pedophile. What about Donald Trump's own story that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago because he was a pedophile? So wait, so Donald Trump knew that Epstein was a pedophile for over 10 years prior to him being arrested, and he never went to the police and told them? He never he called the FBI on Jeffrey Epstein, said that he was like a bad guy. That was after, hold on, that was after they had already charged him with other crimes. But Donald Trump had known that Jeffrey Epstein, according to Donald Trump, he knew that he was a pedophile for over 10 years prior to the Epstein, the St. James Island scandal getting exposed. According to Donald Trump, that's what happened. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago in like what, 2009? He told the world Jeffrey Epstein's a bad person. Great. That's it? He didn't say that he was a pedophile? So why didn't he go to the police and say, "Hey, Jeffrey Epstein is a pedophile and wants to take me to his little island where where he has sex with little girls"? Why didn't he go and he never told the police on that. He never did. He never went to the police. Who do I think should go to jail? Why do you think I said that Bill Clinton should be investigated? No, it's not. It's a pretty liberal thing of me actually. Cause I'll actually like criticize my own side. But Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton both went under interrogation, not interrogation, but under questioning. They went to the DOJ and did their questioning. But Donald Trump still hasn't yet. No, he did show. He like literally answered multiple different questions. Donald Trump hasn't though. Okay, so yeah, here's what I'm talking about. In Mar-a-Lago, he was banned after he allegedly made sexual advances towards a club member. So not involving anything involving St. James or anything like that. But Donald Trump said that he kicked him out because he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, not because he was a bad person. So he's like, that's what he said. That's his argument. That he's like, guys, I knew that Jeffrey Epstein was bad. I knew that he was a bad guy and he was a pedophile, so I kicked him out of my club. That's what I did. I didn't go to the police though. I didn't tell the police or the DOJ about it. I just kicked him out of my club. You know, because Donald Trump said that he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, and then he never talked to him again. That was what he said. So Donald Trump knew that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile for over a decade prior to Jeffrey Epstein getting arrested and killing himself. No. Well, he did. He knew that. He knew that. But he didn't go to the FBI with that. So he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, but he never went to the FBI. It's from himself. This is Donald Trump's words that I'm talking about. His own words where he was talking about his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein and how he kicked him out. He kicked him out when he figured out that he was a pedophile in 2009 or 2007. So Donald Trump wasn't allowed to go ahead and tell the FBI that Donald Trump is a pedophile, or a phone call. So if wait, hold on. Donald Trump has control of the FBI right now. If this was the case, hold on. If this was the case that Donald Trump, if this was the case that Donald Trump like did snitch for the FBI and did provide like witness testimony, that Donald Trump like snitched on Jeffrey Epstein right after he figured out that he was a pedophile, why is it that he hasn't released that data now that he has control of the FBI? If it exists, there's been no like FBI data showing that Donald Trump was a confidential informant. Yeah, but you refuse to go ahead and say that Donald Trump is 100% associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Buddy, he said he was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. He said that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. Buddy, he literally sent a birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein saying, a good friend is a wonderful thing. You're like my best pal. In the birthday letter that he sent to him. But dude, what? Yes, it was. Forensic experts, the Epstein files themselves all confirmed that's Donald Trump's signature. Let's go ahead and launch. What we need to do is launch DOJ investigations into Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Steve Bannon, Les Wexner, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton. And then all the other billionaires and politicians who were directly associated with Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we need to do, which the DOJ has refused to do. They're not doing that. Okay, so you agree, wait, hold on, you agree that Donald Trump is participating in a cover-up and trying to not hold the people accountable? Thank you. Great. So fantastic. That's awesome. Which party tried to get the Epstein files released? Republicans, even though they almost voted, like they continuously tried to get the Epstein Files Transparency Act to not be put onto the House docket. What about when Donald Trump threatened Thomas Massie and said if Thomas Massie continued his support of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, that he was going to get him fired? What about the multiple different staffers of Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna that were repeatedly called by individuals in the DOJ and FBI and the Republican establishment saying that if they continued to work to get the Epstein files released, that they would lose their jobs? You don't think that was Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and all those individuals trying to purposefully get the Epstein files to stay sealed? Okay, which one is more involved? Again, Democrats, there wasn't a single Democrat. There was... Obama wasn't president. Epstein died in 2019. But Epstein died in 2019. But and Obama can't like release, nobody can release files legally without a piece of legislation saying that you can, or when all investigations are done. The last investigation for the Epstein files was in March of 2025 with Ghislaine Maxwell. They did. They investigated people. Joe Biden investigated and imprisoned Ghislaine Maxwell. And when did Epstein go to jail? Well, he didn't. He was killed. Yeah, he was like in a local prison. Like it wasn't like in a full prison. He was just like in like a he didn't like get, I don't think he got like convicted in a court of law. He was he killed himself or somebody killed him prior to stuff like that. But at the very least under Biden and Obama, they actually investigated people. There's not been a single new investigation into anybody associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, we do know that. We very much do know that. Hold on. What is there a single Epstein investigation going on that's been started under Donald Trump? Okay, can you stop eating, please? Like into the mic. It's kind of gross. Um, yeah. Well, people in the chat, like listeners, are asking you to stop. So, if you could, it'd be very appreciated. But there's been not a single new investigation started by Donald Trump, even with the millions of files that are released. Yeah, you're good, Chesty. It's fine. I mean I kind of just like looked over it. But yeah, like yeah, there's a lot, guys. There's a lot with this shit. I see y'all in the chat trying to get your voices out there, but there's just like so many ways to go with this. I'm just trying to stick on the point that I'm trying to point here to get him down because he already who have they started a new investigation into? Even though they didn't want to. Yeah, if they didn't want to because Donald Trump deliberately tried to not get it put into the House. No, so like Donald Trump literally threatened Thomas Massey. They went ahead and they called interns that were working with Thomas Massey and said, if you go ahead if you go ahead and if you continue supporting Thomas Massey, we're going to get you fired and you're never going to be able to work for Republicans again. He went ahead and called Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor for trying to get the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed. That he got Marjorie Taylor Greene fired or out of office. He got Thomas Massey out of office. I hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she's a scumbag. But at the very least, she had more balls than you and Donald Trump combined to at least vote for the release of the Epstein files. Yeah, she left because she saw that the Republican Party was going to shit and that they were protecting pedophiles. At least she voted for the Epstein files to get released compared to Donald Trump, who actively threatened people and said that if they voted to get the Epstein files released, if they co-signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act, that they'd be fired. And he did do that. He got rid of Thomas Massey for absolutely no reason besides the fact that he wanted to get the Epstein files out. There was no other reason. No! Massey voted with Republicans like 98% of the time. He has a better voting record than the majority of Republicans. That, dude, he got rid of Massey because just like I said earlier, he threatened Massey and said to Thomas Massey that if you go ahead and you continue trying to get the Epstein files out. Oh, echo. Okay, 1 second, guys. No, no. So, okay, occasionally, when my mic will like do this echo thing, it just happens. I just have to unplug. I just had to unplug and plug my mic back in. It happens occasionally. Yeah, I know it's gone, guys. I literally just unplug my microphone and plug it back in. That's all I have to do. It happens like every 20 minutes or so. I don't know what the reason is. I need to talk to like TikTok about it. I don't know. He voted for the big beautiful bill. He was very critical of it, as he should have been, because it was a horrible appropriations bill. Um, but he has a better voting record and a significant approval from like Republican think tanks. Like the reason why Trump got rid of him was because, like Donald Trump said, he was upset that Massey co-signed and tried to get the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed. He was angry about that, so he got Massey to lose his primary. Very simple. This isn't that complicated. He literally there was literal calls. There were calls from Mike Johnson. There were calls from Donald Trump, from Stephen Miller, from Pam Bondi. All of them, they called and said, if you continue to support Thomas Massie, and if you continue to co-sign and vote for the Epstein Files Transparency Act, you're going to be kicked out of Congress and kicked out of your job. They politically threaten people. I mean, yeah, he's a libertarian, just like Rand Paul also opposed the Iran war. So do you think it's a good hold on? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that you have an individual who's trying to get us out of foreign wars? Again, I think just like with Democrats, I expect Democratic politicians to go against what Chuck Schumer does or what Joe Biden does. I would expect the same if I was a Republican, that whenever they feel that so again, Thomas Massie, his constituency is against the Iran war, so they vote for him. Oh my god. Bro, it's very simple. It's very simple. Yes, it's not that hard to explain, right? Thomas Massie votes with Republicans. Thomas Massie votes with Republicans 98% of the time. He's rated the best. He has the best Liberty Score, which is a conservative think tank that scores politicians based on how much they are conservative, and he has the best out of all politicians in Congress right now. I don't like Thomas Massie, but the reason why he got kicked out of office was because Donald Trump did not like how he voted for the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Okay? Even if that's true, Donald Trump threatened Thomas Massie and said to him, if you continue to support the Epstein Files getting released, I will get you fired. Fantastic. If Trump wanted the Epstein Files released, why did he threaten Thomas Massie about it? After Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna forced him to. But before that, you disagree with me that he did threaten Thomas Massie and said that he didn't want the files to be released. Yeah, bro, it was like when you tell your kid that they can't get the toy at Target, and they go around screaming and crying, right? I want the toy! I want the toy! Oh my god, I want the toy! And you have to drag them out of the Target. They get out of the Target eventually, but you have to force them out of it. I don't want the Epstein Files released, oh my god! That's exactly what Trump is. That's what he fucking did. Dude, it's a billionaire pedophile ring that multiple different that our government is actively covering up. And you have agreed to that. You've agreed that there is a cover up going on. Okay, you agreed earlier to that. And I think that our DOJ should do its fucking job and investigate people who are a part of a billionaire pedophile ring. Well, why wouldn't they? Because that's their fucking job. They investigated Ghislaine Maxwell and put her in jail. Dude, there were ongoing investigations into Ghislaine Maxwell under Biden. We have gotten no new investigations under Donald Trump. Not a single new person is being investigated right now. Not a single one. Yes, you are! You're saying, like, what, billionaire pedophile ring? What a big deal. Well, who cares? Buddy, okay, Republicans have control of all... Okay, alright, bye. Republicans have control of all three branches of government, but it's somehow the Democrats' fault that the Epstein files aren't released, even though the Democrats have zero power right now and can't do shit. Guys, it's the Democrats' fault. It's the Democrats. It's all them. They totally have all the power, guys. The Democrats, they got control of the House. They got control of the Senate. They got control of the executive branch. They can do everything, and they're choosing not to. Wait a second. No, that isn't correct. No, it's Republicans. Republicans have control over all of the branches of government right now. They have control over everything, and we still haven't seen any investigations going on. Fuck. This is what happens when I go on 3 hours of fucking sleep and have a shit ton of fucking coke. God damn, I am fired up today, baby. God damn. And no, by the way, coke, I mean Coca-Cola, okay? Coca-Cola. Not, yeah, not. No, very different things. God, man. Yeah, we love Coca-Cola. I don't drink, so I'm very susceptible to caffeine, so I don't drink coffee. Like, Coca-Cola is my caffeine. It's my Energizer drink. And because I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and I was canvassing all day today, and I walked, like, 30,000 steps, and ran, like, a mile, I'm fucking exhausted. Last time I watched this, the host cried and ended live. Ooh, no, did I? Did I cry? I don't know. I don't know, I think people should cry about the fact that we have a billionaire pedophile ring that's being covered up, you know? Pretty bad. Popcorn, what do you think about the billionaire pedophile ring? Do you think they should be investigated? I think we've seen enough. I think we have seen enough of the Epstein files to obviously see that there's a lot of individuals who are associated with Jeffrey Epstein, such as Les Wexner, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Steve Bannon. All those individuals had a direct relationship and direct friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, and they have not been investigated at all. I think that's a fucking problem. Has there been an investigation opened against Bill Gates? No, there hasn't. No, there hasn't. No, there hasn't. There's not been any DOJ investigation into Bill Gates. Has there been an investigation? Has there been an investigation into Steve Bannon? No, they didn't. They never investigated Bill Gates. He hasn't even been processed. There's been absolutely no like any official proceeding at all. He hasn't even been questioned. Can you find me the testimony of him being questioned by the FBI? Oh shit, Bill Gates did testify. That's actually crazy. He did voluntarily testify. I did not know that. Thank you, Popcorn. You actually, like, educated somebody for once. Alright, so tell me, like, what about all the other individuals? Trump hasn't been questioned. Donald Trump hasn't been questioned. Steve Bannon hasn't been questioned. Les Wexner hasn't been questioned. Well, because Ghislaine Maxwell... Well, because Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were, like, the two main Epstein and Maxwell were the two main contributors in the Epstein scandal, right? They were the individuals that were the most guilty out of all of them. But we have direct evidence that Donald Trump, Lex Wexner, and all these individuals were very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And cowboy, yeehaw! We had evidence that these individuals are literal friends with Jeffrey Epstein, but they haven't been investigated. No, I think, but Donald Trump said that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago once he figured out that he was a pedophile. So he had known for over 10 years that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile, but never told the FBI. Two 2005 was soliciting prostitution from a minor, and in 2007, I don't remember what the 2007 charge was. I have to search that up. But I'm talking specifically about like the billionaire pedophile ring on Little St. James Island. That's what I'm talking about. Donald Trump said that once he figured out about that, he then ended up kicking Epstein out. He ended up getting him out of there. Because Epstein and Maxwell were the individuals that were most openly associated with Epstein, right? So they had the most evidence against them. And you also had the issue that there were a lot of individuals in the government who didn't want them to get caught in the first place, right? I just answered the question. I think that there was a cover-up. Because Epstein and Maxwell and a lot of the billionaires associated with him are heavily involved in the United States government. That's not why. Tell me why. Why do you think there was a cover-up then? Of who? Okay. Bro. Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? What, Q-Ball, what's you coming up? What's you coming up? Do you want to, do you want to still talk about Epstein, or do you want to move on to something else? Yeah, in a press conference, Donald Trump, when he was questioned by, yeah, in multiple different press conferences, one on Air Force One, one in the White House, he on multiple different occasions, he said that he knew that that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago once he figured out. Yes, that's one of the instances. So, oh, again, in a press conference, he said that he kicked Donald Trump out, like that, or Donald Trump said that he kicked Epstein out because he knew that he was a pedophile, as a way to defend himself, but instead he actually incriminated himself. Are you sure about that? I'm starting to become a little bit curious if you actually are a human. Okay. That's all right. He had Thanksgiving in 2017. Wait, yeah, hold on. That's crazy, Maddie. They have a Thanksgiving dinner with each other after 2017? It's very interesting. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. He literally spent dinner with Thanksgiving in 2017 in Palm Beach. That's what the AI overview here says. And on PolitiFact. No, PolitiFact is the specific website. That Donald Trump in an email exchange dated November 23rd, 2017, Epstein discussed with his Thanksgiving plans with Faith Cates, where he said that he's planning to have a Thanksgiving weekend in Palm Beach with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, even if he also, one, he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and still interacted with him afterwards. Second, He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for talking to a young girl, but then still hang out with him afterwards. It was in an email from Jeffrey Epstein. So wait, you Jeffrey Epstein. So why? Hold on. Why would Jeffrey Epstein just randomly, for no reason at all, in November of 2017, say that he's gonna have Thanksgiving with somebody? Bro, come the fuck on. Yeah. So hold on, hold on. Yeah, hold on. This is literally who else this is the email exchange, guys. I have the email exchange. Epstein, hope today is fun for you. Kate's fun. When are you back in New York City? Epstein says all next week. Kate says, okay, Dylan will want to see you. I always want to see you. Where are you having Thanksgiving? He said EVA. That means Glenn. Check out his red hair. Barry's color for holiday. He's such a snooze. Who else is down there? David Fizzle, Hansen, and Trump. He in November 23rd, Epstein himself said that he's having Thanksgiving dinner with Donald Trump in 2017. This is literally an email exchange from Jeffrey Epstein. He left, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. He came back after doing like 1 second of research. He got cooked. Yeah, he did. Wait, did he? Maybe. Hold on. Did he get his live access removed? Is that what happened? That may have been what happened. He may have gotten his live access taken away. Nikki Yole, 60. What's up? In Venezuela? Not fully. I think that it was complete overreach of like our international obligations. Maduro didn't pose an immediate threat to the United States. There's no intelligence has said that Maduro's military had the capability to threaten American citizens. What? Yeah, I understand that he may have said things. I'm talking about what he's capable of doing. Because North Korea says that we're gonna destroy the United States and South Korea. Does that mean that we go ahead and invade North Korea? No. So I believe that if a country poses an immediate threat to the American citizenry, then we should probably do something about it. But according to the annual threat assessment, Venezuela posed not a single threat in any capacity to the American citizenry besides being a part of like other like having certain drug trafficking that was going on there. But that's across the entirety of South America and Mexico. That's not really a specifically like Venezuela thing. Okay, well I do. So I care. When I'm gonna go risk U.S. soldiers and United States taxpayer money, I need it to be for a good reason, right? So the good reason is that the country that we're invading is an immediate threat to American citizens. That is the only Cassius Belli. Dude, they do it all the time. Kim Jong Un says all the time that he wants to destroy America. You think North Korea could invade the American homeland? They want to destroy America. That's the whole point, that they want to destroy the United States. That the way that they threaten to do that would be nukes. But they can't invade America. That's why we don't go ahead and invade them. Because they don't have the capability to destroy us without themselves getting destroyed. It's mutually assured destruction. So that's why we don't go and invade them, right? Like, because that's how international politics works. We should invade countries that pose an immediate threat to us, and countries that aren't an immediate threat to us, we shouldn't waste resources invading. My primary issue with the Maduro thing is that we didn't get permission from the UN or international bodies, and it was an unconstitutional act, right? So that's my primary issue with it. That we violated the United States Constitution and international law by scooping up another country's dictator and replacing it with another one. And according to the U.S. intelligence community, there was not a single. I don't know him saying I'm gonna go bomb Puerto Rico, but even if he did, he doesn't have the capability to do so. And again, Maduro is gone now, but his regime is still there. The people that were in charge and supporting him, his defense ministers, his secretary of interior, his vice president, all of them are still there. Yeah, because they never could do anything in the first place. They all of their technology, they don't have an air force, they don't have a navy that can be anywhere close in rivaling the United States. They don't have missiles, they don't have bombers, so they don't have any capability to attack Puerto Rico. They have absolutely zero military capability to do so. Say the mayor of Puerto Rico? The mayor of Puerto Rico doesn't exist. It's not a city. It's a territory of over 3 million people. There's like the mayor of Santiago, or not Santiago. There's like the mayor of San Juan. That's somebody. But even if the mayor says I'm scared, that doesn't mean we're gonna go ahead and invade a foreign country for them. Israel says like, oh, we're scared, Donald Trump. We're scared. We're scared, guys. Come help us. That doesn't mean we should go invade Iran for them. Like, no, I'm not. Like, we're gonna go ahead and use the U.S. intelligence community to determine whether or not Puerto Rico is in an immediate danger. And the U.S. intelligence community and the annual threat assessment of 2025 and 2026 both confirmed that Venezuela posed no immediate military threat to the United States. That they pose no cybersecurity threat to the United States. So we shouldn't have invaded them. It was an escalatory action that damaged our presence on the world stage. You think Maduro is gonna use Brazilian troops? Buddy, Brazil is not gonna send fucking troops to invade the U.S. Are you stupid? Are you okay? What the fuck? Okay, Brazil, which is economically reliant on the United States, which is a neutral ally in the world stage and is not an ally of Venezuela. You think he's gonna somehow get Brazil to invade the US? How old are you? Are you 12? I don't care about quotes, I care about actions, and I care about capabilities. Like, engage with my argument here, instead of just saying, Maduro threatened us, oh my god, I'm so scared. Instead of doing that, go ahead and actually engage with what I'm saying. And what I'm asking you to engage with is, did Maduro take any actions or do anything to show that they're an immediate threat to American citizens? And the answer is no. No. Okay, rhetoric is one thing. Again, Iran, North Korea, China, they all say we're gonna destroy the US, we're gonna invade Taiwan. Does that mean that that we should go invade them? No. We should care about what they're like actually gonna functionally be able to do. Like, hold on. The Taliban in the Taliban in Afghanistan says that we're gonna destroy the United States, but they don't have bombers, they don't have missiles. All they have is a couple 100,000 soldiers with AK-47s. How the fuck are they supposed to invade the United States? Should we go invade Afghanistan again because they said something mean about us? They hurt your feels. They hurt your feelings. They say we're gonna like destroy the United States, death to America. They do it all the time. They have threatened to attack the United States and our citizenry. Yes, they have said that they're going to attack United States citizens. Are attacking U.S. citizens is what the issue is. No country could ever take American sovereignty. But no country could ever in a million years take America's sovereignty. But instead of pivoting to that, I want you to be able to engage with my argument, which that Maduro wasn't an immediate threat, so we shouldn't have invaded them. You asked me if I thought the Maduro operation was good. I said no. My argument, which you're supposed to respond to as an interlocutor, was that, oh, his argument is that Maduro was an immediate threat. I gotta engage with that. That's how debate works, buddy. Respond to my argument here. Okay, so should we go ahead and invade North Korea right now? They do all the time! They threaten to kill American citizens to destroy America. And destroy the West. Would you say nuking the United States is, I would say worse. I'd say nuking the entire US is worse. So if they nuked all of our citizenry, killed everybody in this country, made every single square inch of the United States soil barren, you wouldn't say that that'd be, like, bad or just as bad as taking our sovereignty? We wouldn't exist as a country. There would not be no sovereignty to have because everybody would be fucking dead. Bro, what the fuck? Are you do you know how to debate at all? So when we get threatened by a country that they're gonna destroy our nation and what I would say is taking away our sovereignty by nuking every square inch of the United States, we don't go ahead and invade North Korea because we know they're not gonna have the balls to actually attack us. On countless occasions, do I need to list you the dates of where Kim Jong-un has threatened the United States? Do I need... Okay. Okay. He asserted that the entire U.S. mainland is within strategic missiles. He has pledged to continuously multiply and build up North Korea's nuclear warhead to bomb the United States. He said that he would thoroughly annihilate the United States and its allies. Do you need more? Do you need more evidence? Okay, thank you. All right, you want to pivot to another thing, bud? I'll give you an olive branch here to maybe make a different argument. Yeah, I don't think somebody I don't think you know, America's Fifi is getting hurt by some mean words is enough to invade them. Is that what he says on like Dean's Live and shit? Is that like what he goes ahead and does? Every single live, bro. Does he get raked over the coals every single time he does it? Because I don't understand how anybody could lose an argument against that at all. Mr. William, tell me, bud, what you coming up to talk about? Okay, why do you not support Democrats? I think you should. I think you should support Democrats because they're better on economic policy. They have a better track record of fiscal responsibility. They are the closest. Hold on. Sorry, I just got a text. They're better on fiscal responsibility. They have a better foreign policy track record of avoiding foreign wars. Most major wars in the past 10 to 15 years have been caused primarily by Republicans. An example of this would be the Iran War. Another example would be the Iraq War, which was engaged in and purposefully pushed for by the Bush administration. I mean, I think there are plenty of different examples of that. Um, I think that they are overall better on respecting our constitutional rights. Such as check out Jill Stein and the Green Party. What about her? Whatever. Um, so they got just two great examples. I think are better. They just respect their constitution and actually respect American values. I mean, I could go on and on about like everything that they just do, but if you're anything besides a far right lunatic, then you should be able to support a Democrat. Yeah, respecting the Constitution, which is something that Republicans no longer do. Protecting the Constitution is respecting the people. Yeah. Well, the majority of Americans are Democrats, so it's not to think that it's that 70% of this country's registered voters are Democrats. It's not to think that's like what our numbers are. We have like voter registration numbers. Okay, so do I need to like pull up a screenshot or do you want me to screen it? Mm-hmm. Yep. With who? What? What are you? What are you? Hey mods, can you ping my message in the chat by the way if you're there? Tap the screen to follow if you guys could ping that. Um, dude, I have no idea what the fuck you just said. Because I trust like intellectual institutions that have existed for hundreds of years in this country that have good credibility on facts that I can go actively in the real world and test, right? So that I trust those. Yeah, so yeah, I use ground news, which corroborates like gets news stories from both sides of the aisle. Um, Both. Both. The issue is that the Democrat part doesn't really like exist to the same level. Like, whenever I can go to what MSNBC says, and go ahead and like search it up on the internet and find an intellectual source that's gonna like agree with it. And Echo, fuck. I'll give him 1 second. What I can do is I can just when they say, oh, inflation is up 5%, and then I go ahead and I search up, okay, inflation is at 5%. And then when I go at Fox and they say, oh no, inflation is the best it's ever been, and I go and search up, is inflation the best it's ever been? No, right? So you just gotta like, whenever somebody says something, I go ahead and search it up, do research on it, and the majority of the time, it is Democrat leaning or moderate news organizations that are reporting factuality on it. Not like Fox News that thinks that the 2020 election was stolen. Because because I can go out, and first of all, I work in collecting this data. So I've worked in polling and in for like intellectual institutions to be able to gather information on people, right? So I do that actively. So I see how these things operate on the inside. But then they also lean on academic and intellectual institutions because consistently I can go ahead and see like, oh, I go out in the real world and I see that the leaves are green, right? So when an intellectual institution says that leaves are green, I can go out and prove that myself. And I've seen that consistently done by those institutions. So I trust them, right? So like that's the reason. That's how I figure out like, whether something's trustworthy or not is because of their history of reporting truthful data. That's not that's You're just like flipping the question on me, dude. Why do you do you still support Donald Trump? Okay. So I don't support Donald Trump because he violates the Constitution all the time. No. No, of course not. If he actually cared about what the American people thought about him, he would resign from office right now. Yeah, he literally says that the Democratic Party is the enemy of America. That like they're evil, that they're communists and fascists, right? He sows division in this country like a motherfucker. What? What about it? Like I've watched the game and the ceremony and everything. Why was FIFA here? Because 10 years ago, FIFA was figuring out who would be the 2026 World Cup, and they decided that new. So essentially, how FIFA operates, how they choose whether or not the World Cup, like what continent the World Cup is in, they go based on like what has not been chosen. So if Europe was chosen last year, they're not going to choose Europe for this year. No, so they rotate it. They rotate it among continents. And this year in 2026, it was chosen that North America would be it, but that was chosen like 10 years ago. 1994, I think. It's 1994. I know they were here in 1994. I don't know if they were here after that. Why are we talking about FIFA though? Yeah, I don't think we accepted them. No. We literally, when the Iranians came here to play, we forced them to stay outside of the country. We didn't allow them to stay in American hotels. How is that welcoming? You had thousands of people, tens of thousands of visitors to the United States that said that they were racially profiled, that said that ICE detained them because they thought they were illegal immigrants. Yes, you have a family of four. You have a family of four that was detained by ICE because they didn't speak English, and then they weren't allowed to go to the World Cup because they thought that they were illegal immigrants. We did not welcome people here. This World Cup was this World Cup was the least attended World Cup in recent history because people were so scared to travel to the United States. I'm not lying. You can go, you know what? Go ahead and search it up. Search up was the United States. Go ahead and search it up. Okay. So I'm literally telling you to like go ahead and search it up because this is what you're supposed to do with media organizations. So search up, did ICE detain FIFA visitors? Did ICE, do I need to search it up for you? Alright, so dude, this is what ICE themselves says, my guy. Here we go. So yes, ICE literally apologized. Oh. There we go. So, there we go. The Iraq national team was detained and questioned for 7 hours by CPB at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. The Iraqi team photographer and a Somali referee were similarly held and delayed during entry screenings. Delegations, including members of Senegal and Uzbekistan national teams, faced rigorous tarmac inspections and security delays upon arrival. Initial port of entry delays, phone searches, and questionings were conducted primarily by CPP and border officials rather than immigration and customs enforcement agents. Department of Homeland Security staff and officials confirmed that the operational presence for ICE in 2026 was at the World Cup, prompting widespread scrutiny from human rights groups over potential fan interactions and localized arrests. So, according... Dude, I just read, bud. A lot of people had a fantastic time. You want to know where they had, hold on, you want to know where they had the best time? You want to know where? You want to know where the best, the best, I don't know, the Iraqi players that were detained and questioned for 7 hours? Dude, the Iraqi players that were detained and arrested for no reason did not have a very good time. So again, the Iraqi players were questioned and detained for 7 hours for absolutely no reason. If Donald Trump himself said that it happened, would you say that it did? What the fuck? So do you just not believe anything? Are we in a matrix? So if Donald Trump himself said that the Iraqi team was detained by ICE, you wouldn't even believe Donald Trump? How can you don't even trust your own president to tell the truth? Again, if Donald Trump himself said it, you wouldn't believe it. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, if Donald Trump himself said that the Iraqi team was detained by CPB, you think that Donald Trump is lying now? Because you were saying that we were welcoming we were welcoming people with open arms at the World Cup. We love the World Cup players. They loved it here. Except the ones that were detained and arrested by ICE. Except the ones that were detained and arrested by ICE just by their skin color. Yeah, those guys did not have a very good time. Except for the fact that this World Cup was the worst performing World Cup in recent history and had the least amount of attendees out of any World Cup in previous history. Except that. Bro, what are we doing? The FIFA themselves. FIFA themselves reported that that it underperformed compared to the 1994 World Cup, that people that were being arrested by ICE and were not able to go to the games that they paid thousands of dollars for. You can say nope all you want, but it doesn't mean that it's any less true. God, so FIFA's lying now? So you don't believe the words of Donald Trump. You don't believe the words of FIFA. Who the fuck do you believe? Somebody kill me, bro. Somebody kill me. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so you only believe... No. No. Close. You're pretty far off, actually. Uh-huh. I'm 19. And... Uh-huh. Yeah. Clearly, because you're losing a debate about whether or not truth exists. Whether or not if you nurse, I found him exactly. But I think you need to get back to your nursing home. Like, do you need your bedpan to be changed? Is that why you're so angry right now? Yes. You said that I don't have any life experience and that my age is like, shows that I don't know anything, even though you're unfortunately losing a debate about whether or not FIFA themselves is lying. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Because I know more about, like, politics and how government works and how, like, the world works, because unlike you, what's the first article of the Constitution? What's the first sentence in the Constitution? What's the first sentence of the Constitution? You said that I don't know much about you. What's the first article? What's the first sentence? What or that what's the first sentence? What's the first sentence of the what have I done in the world? Yeah, at 19 years old, my career is at a level of a 30-year-old college graduate. That's what I've done for the world. What I've done for the world is get employed by multiple different senators and create a platform for myself that is equivalent. I haven't even completed a full semester of college. Not a single one. Po- politi- Political science is my major. But again, can you tell me, because I'm such like a young ignorant guy who clearly knows nothing about the world. Can you tell me what the first sentence of the Constitution is? Because you said I don't know anything. You said I don't know anything about the world. I am no, and I mean I would join the military if I can, but I probably won't. This is fucking making my day, man. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a very comfortable chair. I like it a lot. AK Frenchman. Beep boop beep beep beep. I'm a gamer. Yeah, I play video games. But I still know what the first sentence of the Constitution is. It clearly does, because like you should know this shit. As somebody who's 62 and has so much life experience and knows so much, you've got to know how. Okay, how many stripes? How many stripes? Can you tell me how many stripes are on the American flag? Can you tell me like what the first, like how many, you know, how many like stripes there are in the American flag? Can you tell me that? Okay, how many? I don't know. You've probably seen the American flag so many times. I don't think we are, dude. There's no argument here. You don't even, if Donald Trump said something, you said that you wouldn't believe it. Even if Donald Trump, your Lord and Savior himself, said something, you wouldn't believe it. So how can you support? Yeah, what are the three branches of government? What are the three branches of government? Uh-huh. Oh, really? Oh, Jesus is your Lord and Savior. Okay. Uh, uh-huh. Cause you don't fucking love Jesus at all. Dude, I'm pretty sure I could. I name. Can you tell me a single Bible verse? Tell me a single Bible verse. What? Tell me a single Bible verse. If you're such a good Christian, because you said that Jesus was your Lord and Savior, you must know something about him. Where was Jesus born? Where was he? Where was he born? No. But I know more about Jesus than you. Where was Jesus born? Where was Jesus born? Where was Jesus born? Where was Jesus born? Where was he born? Where did Jesus grow up? Dude, you don't know shit about Jesus. I'm a Jewish raised atheist, and I know more about your Bible than you do. How embarrassing is that? I went to fucking Hebrew school, and I know more about your book than you do. Why would you believe something if you don't know shit about it? I don't believe in Christianity because I actually have read the Bible and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's insane. No, it's just one of the worst. I don't believe in any religion. Nope. You hold on. You've never met an atheist before ever in your life? Cuz you're practically an atheist. You don't believe in God because you don't know anything about the Bible. Okay, tell me a single Bible verse. Cuz I don't believe you. Here, I'll go first. I'll go first. Okay. Uh, you know what? I'll go first. God created man, and or actually, what? What do we want to go with? Oh, here's what I'll do. I'll name every single book of the Old Testament. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Corinthians 1 and 2, and Proverbs. Go ahead. Can you name me a single book from the Bible? I just named the entire Old Testament for you. And Numbers, actually, Numbers as well, and Deuteronomy. I think I said Deuteronomy. Because I don't believe you. I don't think you know shit about your own book. No. Because you're not a Christian. You're a fake. You're a fraud. You don't know anything. You do not know anything about your own book. If you what the fuck is going on? dude. Tell me, can you tell me anything about your own book? You said that you're a Christian. Can you tell me where Jesus was born or raised or anything? Who killed Jesus? Who was the guy that nailed him to the cross? Dude, tell me a single thing about the Bible. Educate me. Why should I be a Christian? Tell me why I should be a Christian. If you believe that my generation is so messed up, that we're so without faith, tell me why I should believe in Christianity. Prove it to me. Because I have not been given an argument by any Christian in favor of the Christian God. It's not a hurt, it's a belief. Atheism is a belief that has existed for the entirety of humanity. I'm not hurt, bro. I'm good. I am so fucking happy. I do have a belief. So atheism actually isn't a belief about nothing. Hold on. Atheism isn't. Atheism is just the absence of God. It is the absence. It is the absence of God, an absence of belief in a certain in faith, right? So here's where my morals come from, right? My morals come from a perspective that I want to do what is the least amount of harm. So I'm going to reduce the amount of harm to people. So the reason why I think murder is bad, right, is because that harms people, right? Very simple. The reason why I think that we should have rights as people, because I don't want people to be persecuted and attacked, because that causes harm. So, but Christians, hold on, Christians believe that you can go ahead and annihilate an entire group of people, and it is somehow justified. As seen is 1 Samuel 15, God commands the kingdom of Jerusalem to go completely annihilate the Amalekites, to kill the women and children, sheep and cattle. I do not believe in a moral value that says it's okay to murder an entire group and a civilization. I also don't believe in a belief that says that if you go ahead and you conquer an enemy nation, you could go ahead and take women as your sex slaves. And you can have sex with them as much as you want after a month, after they've had a mourning period for their husband being killed. I don't believe in a God that constantly needs to be praised, because if a God is all good, I don't see why he needs to be praised all the time. And I don't think if a God is all good, how he could then go ahead and create evil. There are so many contradictions within Christianity that you cannot explain because you're an atheist. You are an atheist. You don't believe in the Christian God. You don't believe in any God because you don't know anything about it. You don't know anything about the Bible. Echo should be gone. Like you're practically an atheist, man. You don't know anything about God. You are also an atheist. Yeah. So you're not Christian. Because faith without works is dead, according to the Bible. Because the holy book in John, it says faith without works is dead. If you have faith in something, but you do not do anything to actively go along with that faith, you don't have it in the first place. That's according to the Bible itself. No. What does doing right mean? Faith in you. Faith in you or faith in themselves? They believe in themselves? How does that, dude? You're throwing around Jesus Christ without it like actually knowing what it means. So you're but in practice what you're saying makes no sense, because if again, according to the Bible, you have to follow certain things to be a Christian. You have to do works, you have to go to church, you have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, right? Like there's so many things. People have a problem with what? That's just not true. Where in the Quran does it say you can beat your wife? So and so like, but you have to prove it to me. Um Gen X, yes, I am pursuing my further education here in Boston. Yep. I'm staying here for the rest of my life. But uh yeah, so I dude, I'm dude, you gotta like what is your point here? First of all, I want you to show where it says you can beat your wife, because also in the Bible it says that you can in the Bible it says you can take women as your sex slaves. So I mean, I think both of them are pretty barbaric if you're taking the words of Christianity. Christianity is also going on. Yes. Are you? God, I would hope not. I would hope not. No. I don't think, hold on. I don't think Christians from a from like all Christians believe in that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the book that you worship says that. You can be a Christian and disagree with the things that the Bible says. You probably disagree with when the Bible says that you can take women as your sex slaves, right? Yes. They have something. They have. Yes. Dude, everybody abuses women. In the Bible and the Quran, there are multiple different verses about abusing women. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because in the fucking 7th century, people were evil. Uh huh. Okay, so hand me over to your wife. I'll talk to your wife. Just hand the phone over to her. I can't hear her very well. Oh, she okay. She's trying to get on her own phone. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the Bible. So the Islamic faith does. There are multiple countries. Okay, so yes, the Islamic ever I whenever you have a country that's based off of a specific religion, it's always gonna have oppression. I can hear myself, by the way. So if you could have one person coming up. Is Mary Catherine the person? Is this your wife? Okay. Okay. All right, Mary Catherine, how you doing today? Okay. So tell me, why is it that you guys think that Islam is an issue and Christianity isn't, even though you guys don't know anything about the Bible itself? Yep. Again, I agree. I never denied the fact that the Quran has verses that oppress women. My point is that both the Bible and the Quran both have verses that are both both both. So it says in Jesus himself says that I've come to fulfill what the Old Testament says. The Old Testament is the word of God and is the word of me. So he literally says that you guys have to follow the Old Testament. So you just pick and choose. So you're no longer a Christian otherwise, because the God that's in the Old Testament that gives commands to rape and murder women is the same exact God that gave birth to Jesus. There's no difference between the two. So you can't just like take that out of context, like just pull it out that at all. And granted, it's also like it's ridiculous, dude. Yeah. Same with Christian radicals as well. Okay, what are Western beliefs? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So what about all the Muslim countries that have freedom of speech? Do they just not count? Albania, Al- Albania does have free speech. Bosnia, both in Europe, by the way. Indonesia, Turkey. Yes, yes, they are majority Muslim. Yeah, again, those are religious fundamentalism. I think religious fundamentalism is bad. So you're no, so I'm talking about the Muslim people as a whole. When if we're gonna go to like the Christian when Christian nations existed, my no no my argument is that Christianity and Islam both in their texts oppress women, and fundamentalists of both of those religions, people that make countries based off that religion, on both sides are evil. So the Christian nations that went ahead and killed millions of Jewish people and Muslims during the crusade are both evil. And just like Muslims that kill people in their own countries are evil. So you mhm. There's no ideology. People, what are you talking about? People in Dearborn, Michigan, the Muslims there are not doing anything wrong. Uh-huh. What you do know that Dearborn is like safe. Dearborn is safer. Uh-huh. What's wrong? Wait, hold on. There's a lot of what the Somalian flags is a flag of their people, right? So like I so wait, hold on. Is it why when people why is it oh wait, why hold on. Why is it okay for people to fly the Somalian flag, but or why is it not okay for people to fly the Somalian flag, but then okay for the Israeli flag to be flown, or the French flag to be flown, or the British flag to be flown? Okay, but you guys support Donald Trump, who does it all the time. He goes to events where the Israeli flag is there, where the United Kingdom flag is there. Dude, this is so ridiculous, man. Dearborn, Michigan is like significantly safer. Not really. No. Denmark isn't changing their immigration policies extensively. And I also want you mentioned Dearborn, Michigan. You do know Dearborn, Michigan is hold on. You do know Dearborn, Michigan is a safer city. Uh huh. Denmark isn't socialist. Denmark isn't socialist. No, socialist. No, it's not. No, it's not. What's socialism? What is socialism? Free healthcare isn't socialist. 34 out of 35 of the Western nations in the world have socialized healthcare. Is 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 Russia socialist? No. Okay, so I'm sorry. I feel so bad talking to people that are supposedly 60 years old who don't know what socialism is. Socialism is the abolishment of capitalism. So the abolishment of businesses and private ownership. That's what socialism is. Free healthcare is not socialism. That's something that 34 out of the 35 most richest countries in the world all have. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, guys. I can't deal with that shit anymore. Catherine and William, you guys really... I think you guys are lost causes. Um, fuck, dude. I wanted to end that conversation like 30 minutes ago. Ugh. God. Alright, we got a caller here. No. Dude, bro, this is a... I'm so fucking tired, guys. I can't. I can't do this shit. I have such a hard time debating just, like, such stupid people. Such dumb people. You guys get what I mean? Like, I'd much rather debate an intelligent Trump supporter that's, like, being fake and is a grifter than debate an idiot MAGA. Like, you know? Dearborn, Michigan is, like, they all, like, say, like, Dearborn, Michigan is, like, so awful, guys. Oh, my God. We're all, like, you know, fucking getting run over, bro. But it's, like, Dearborn, Michigan is a better city to live in than, like, Christian majority cities like Phoenix or, you know, you can go to, like, the worst states to live in. They're all in the Bible Belt. They're all in the Bible Belt. Here, I'm going to pull you guys up. Worst states to live in. States by standard of living. And the standard of living map directly correlates to the Bible Belt. Wait, poverty rates per state. The state where, like, the states where there's the most amount of poverty are the ones in the Bible Belt. Hold on. Bible Belt. I'm gonna pull up two maps here, and you guys are gonna see, like, the direct correlations. Shocker, huh? Yeah. Like, the worst states to live in are the ones that are in Bible Belt. If you're, like, you're complaining about fucking Dearborn, they're doing pretty well, and they're Muslim. They're better than the fucking Bible Belt. Alright, so this is the Bible Belt right here, guys. Those countries, those states right there. That's the Bible Belt. And then that's poverty. Bible Belt, poverty. Bible Belt, poverty. Bible Belt, poverty. It gets fucking darker both times. The darkest states, Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama, are the ones that are the core Bible Belt states and have the most amount of Christians and are the ones that have the worst. Do murder rates by state. Yeah. Murder rates by state. Well, would you look at that? The murder rates are higher in the Bible Belt. What? No. What a surprise. Murder rates? Bible Belt. Murder rates? Bible Belt. Murder rates? Bible Belt. And guess what? Michigan? Lower. It's about half of what Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana are. That's where all the Muslims are, guys. Ooh. Fucking hell, dude. These motherfuckers make me defend, like, religion. Guys, I hate every religion. I hate them all. I think every single Abraham religion is barbaric. Okay? And just to be clear, if you're a Christian in the chat, that's fine. I have no issue with you being a Christian. I have no issue with you being a Christian at all. Or Jew. Or Muslim. I have no problem with you. Because most Christians, people are Muslim and stuff like that, and Jews don't want to oppress people. Do I think that their beliefs directly correlate to what, like, their books say? No. But I think the idea that you can interpret your religion differently based off of the current morality of the time is okay. I'm not gonna, like, hate on you for that. So if you're a Christian in the chat and you actually follow the Bible and actually care about others, you're fully welcome in my community. I just want to make that clear. Because sometimes people see me going hard on Christians and they think that I hate Christians. I don't. I really don't. I just have an issue with people like that believe that Christianity is somehow superior to other religions, which it's not. Can't answer your phone. William, I already talked to you for like an hour, dude. An hour. A long fucking time. And we got nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You can follow me, and you can come back. Judaism, Israel, completely agree. You can follow me and you can come back another time, but I have a level of patience to talk to people, and you guys have surpassed it. Hate the sin, not the sinner. I guess. Yeah, I don't think, like, dude, if you actually take the words of what Jesus said, they were pretty basic. Like, they're deists. I think deism is a pretty interesting ideology. Deists believe in the physical words of Jesus, what he said and what he preached. They don't believe in his miracles, and they don't believe in God. I think that is a very interesting way to go about it, and I think that's a belief that I honestly wouldn't be too against. Honestly. But like, just when you like go ahead and you say like, oh my god, I'm so much better because I'm a Christian, and you can't tell me a single Bible verse, I have a severe issue with that. All right, guys. So I got about 7 minutes. Is there anything you guys want me to go over before I head out for the day? If you guys haven't followed me already, make sure you do so. Follow me. Okay? Do it. Otherwise, I will come to your house in the middle of the night and preach to you about the Bible. Pretty scary. Okay? I'm just kidding. I won't. I won't do that. I'm just saying, like, I might. Slim chance. Mitch McConnell cover up. Yeah, it's a great idea. So let's go over this, guys. Mitch McConnell has been gone for a month. And we have not seen him. You have reports, from, yeah, he dead. Dude, I think he's brain dead. We have reports that are coming from people that are his neighbors that he was being rolled away after having a heart attack. Videos of people that recorded him getting taken out of his house on a stretcher unconscious. The video that they did release, the photo, was real. Like, I do believe that was a real photo of Mitch McConnell on July 12th. I do believe that it was real. But I don't think he's in good health. He is at the end of the line. Okay? And needs to be kicked out of Congress. He is not eligible to be a congressperson. I don't know if you guys know this. We've had like 10 congress people die while being in office. 10. How many people have died in office? How many politicians died in office in 2025? You had Raul Grijalva that died on March of 2025. Greg Connolly died on May 21st, and Sylvester Turner, who died on March 5th. You also have Lindsey Graham that died. The hospital pick, I don't think, no, the hospital pick was an AI. I think that was real. I think it was a real photo because like forensics experts looked at it and they were like, yeah, this is legit. What I do think is suspicious though, and I do know it was the date because you had the newspaper that was July 12th, so there was like a little bit of proof there. However, I think that they just got like a picture. It was a real picture that was doctored. Maybe, I think it was legit. I think it was real. But I understand his skepticism. His wife goes to China. Yeah, his wife went to China for some reason. Why did his wife go to China, guys? What happened? Why? The day that he went to the hospital, she went to China. What are we doing? What's going on? It's 3 years old. How? How can it be 3 years old though if the newspaper was the same date? Listen, I'm also just like way less conspiratorial than you guys. I think guys like I I am the type of person that gets very very wary with conspiracy stuff like that. Okay, so you just gotta keep that in mind. And also the things that I say on TikTok, like my actual beliefs, right? I have to be careful on what I say because I could actually get banned. I do think it's a real photo though. The pic of them is 3 years old. Okay. Was Mr. McConnell's photo? I don't know. Digital forensics experts are saying that it wasn't tampered with, but there's absolutely no urgency removing him to the ambulance. Listen, it's so weird. People think that everything is fake. These Doctor Media existed before AI. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely suspicious of it. A rehab photo for 3 years ago. Yeah, listen. Maybe it is, guys, but I'm telling you, like from what I've researched, from what forensic experts say, it isn't doctored. But I don't know. All right, guys. So we're gonna be ending the stream for today. We have some of our friends who are live right now. Let me see here. Who's live? Haji is live. My friend Haji is live. So here, guys, I'm gonna send you over to my friend Haji. He's super nice. I'm gonna share his like TikTok page here. Haji. What is he debating right now? Ooh, this is this is pretty actually. This is interesting. He's doing. Never mind. Don't go to Haji. Don't go to Haji. Here's his prompts. Atheists are delusional. Christians don't follow Jesus, and he's asking why you're not Muslim. Okay, so you guys are probably not going to be super entertained by that because I just went on a whole atheist rant with those guys. Hold on, let me see who else is live right now. Okay, Dean is live. No, wait, no, Joey's live. Joey's live. Hold on. Joey's live. You guys can go to Joey. Joey. Here. I assume probably most of you guys already follow Joey. Yeah. No, Haji's a friend of mine. I just don't know how entertained you guys are gonna be from that like type of live. So, I would have said you guys the one that's like more like Trump focused because we didn't get a lot of Trump debates today. This is just like fucking crazy shit. Oh fuck, he's rating somebody else, bro. God. Okay. All right, dude. Just go, Dean. I don't know Dean, but go say hi to him, guys. Joey's ending his live at the exact same time. Bro, why is nobody live right now? Okay. Amanda is live. Dean Withers is live. I'm gonna go get some rest because I'm on 3 hours of sleep and a bunch of caffeine. Yes, I will get rest, Barbara. But let's find someone else. I don't have anybody else. So, Manda is live. She's live right now. Manda Rose. I'll put her name in the chat. Manda Rose. You guys, I'm just trying to find you guys a place to go and be entertained. Because like none of my friends are live right now for some reason. Jesus Christ. Today was great. Actually, this was like a really fucking awesome live. I'm so happy that all you guys came by and you stayed for the entire 2 hours. I hope you'll have a fantastic day. Get some rest. Get some sleep. Sunday fun day, yeah. I'm in requests. Chad, I actually would love to talk to you again. But I'm just ending live right now. But I do want to talk to you. Like, I think that I like having conversations with you and like Noah and those guys. So if you're willing to come back like another day or something, you know, I can always like send you a DM or something. But I do want to talk to you guys because I think there's a lot that we have in common ideologically, and I think that there's a lot of division with the left right now, and I'm trying to kind of bridge that a little bit. But yes, I will get some rest, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Stay hydrated, stay healthy. Fuck Donald Trump. And yeah. Okay, I give you a follow. Alright, I'll follow you back. I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.